Scene script. Have you ever thought about the complications of owning a shared property? Today, we are discussing a pressing issue faced by the residents of Chandigarh. Imagine pouring your life savings into a house, a place you can call home. Now imagine being told you can't sell your share of that property. That's the reality for many residents of Chandigarh who find themselves grappling with the complexities of shared property ownership. The crux of the issue lies in the restriction on selling property shares, an impact initially underestimated until individuals found themselves trapped in a financial limbo. The issue came under spotlight after the implementation of the Supreme Court's order issued on January 10, 2023. It was only then that the gravity of the situation was recognized. Many residents who had invested their life savings in acquiring a share or a complete house were left in a state of shock and financial hardship. But the story doesn't end there. On February 9, 2023, the Chandigarh administration issued an interim order. This order outlined specific scenarios where property shares could be transferred. However, it put a pause on the registration of shares for those intending to sell to someone outside their family. This blanket implementation of the interim order, with no exemptions, had far-reaching consequences. It affected individuals in the midst of medical emergencies, those who had earmarked funds for higher education, those needing liquidity for loan repayments or business needs, and those planning to sell property to fund their children's education or other significant life goals. The ripple effect of this order is still being felt today, with the residents of Chandigarh bearing the brunt of the impact. With the administration's stance still unchanged from February 9, 2023, the residents are left grappling with the complexities of shared property ownership. This seemingly minor issue has now become a major concern for the residents of Chandigarh, leaving them in dire financial straits. The people of Chandigarh have not taken this issue lightly. They have taken to the streets and to the halls of power to voice their concerns. A city known for its serenity and tranquility, Chandigarh's silent streets were soon echoing with voices of protest. Nestled between the hills and plains, the city's residents gathered, united by a shared concern. From peaceful protests in Sector 17 and Sukna Lake to meetings with political leaders, the people of Chandigarh have been relentless in their quest for justice. They have engaged in dialogue with renowned leaders such as MP Kiran Kher, Governor Banwarilal Purohit, Advisor Dharampal, BJP President Arun Sood, and Mayor Anup Gupta. Each meeting a cry for help, a plea for understanding. Each voice a testament to the hardship endured, the dreams shattered. Among the crowd, critical cases emerged. A cancer survivor needing funds for treatment, an elderly individual living alone, their stories laid bare in front of the leaders. Their struggles, a reminder of the human cost of bureaucratic decisions. But the pleas for justice weren't confined to the streets. The residents of Chandigarh also took their fight to the chambers of power. At the Joint Action Committee meeting at PhD Chamber Sector 31, the city's inhabitants presented their case. They spoke of the share-wise property sale affecting 25,000 houses and an invested wealth of around 1 lakh crore left hanging in the balance. Despite their best efforts, the people of Chandigarh have yet to see any significant action taken on this issue. The bureaucratic wheels have turned slowly, leaving thousands in a state of uncertainty. But the people of Chandigarh aren't giving up. They continue to fight, driven by the hope of a resolution, the dream of a city where they can once again feel at home. As we delve deeper into this issue, one thing becomes clear. The people of Chandigarh are not just fighting for their homes, they are fighting for their futures, and they won't stop until they reclaim what's rightfully theirs. Despite their best efforts, the people of Chandigarh have yet to see any significant action taken on this issue. So what has been the government's response to this critical issue? Let's delve into that. Over the span of 10 long months, the Chandigarh administration's response to the shared property ownership crisis has been, to put it mildly, underwhelming. Despite the mounting concerns and desperate pleas from residents, there has been a conspicuous lack of progress. The wheels of bureaucracy, it seems, have been turning at a snail's pace. The administration's stance has remained steadfast since its interim order of February 9th, 2023, which halted the registration of property shares for those intending to sell to individuals outside their immediate family. This rigid enforcement of the order without exceptions has left countless residents in precarious financial situations with no reprieve in sight. However, it's not just the lack of progress that has been a cause for concern. Even more alarming is the administration's apparent failure to fully comprehend the Supreme Court's judgment that sparked this crisis. The interpretation of the court's order has been a subject of contentious debate, with the administration seemingly missing the mark. In a surprising turn of events, the administration has expressed an intention to revisit the court for further interpretation of certain clauses. This move has raised eyebrows and concerns alike. The need for further interpretation implies a lack of understanding in the first place, and one can't help but question why this step wasn't taken sooner. The misinterpretation and subsequent inaction have left the residents of Chandigarh in a state of limbo. People who had invested their life savings in property shares with dreams of a secure future are now left grappling with financial uncertainty. The administration's approach has not only been a blow to their dreams, but also a stark reminder of the disconnect between the government and the people it serves. In the face of such a crisis, one would expect swift action and clear communication from the government. Yet the Chandigarh administration seems to be caught in a quagmire of its own making, leaving its residents to bear the brunt of its indecision and lack of understanding. The slow turn of bureaucratic wheels has left the people of Chandigarh without relief. The residents of Chandigarh have made an appeal to the state and administration, demanding action. They have asked for the lifting of the sale restriction that has been a thorn in their sides. They've highlighted the financial loss that the administration has been suffering due to this issue, which is no small sum. The administration is losing out on approximately 20 crores per month, leading to an estimated annual loss of about 200 crores. This financial loss could have been used for the welfare of the residents of Chandigarh, adding value to their lives rather than causing distress. This once beautiful city, known for its charm and vibrancy, now appears to be under a curse. The residents are longing for a return to those days, where the city was not just about aesthetics, but also about the joy and freedom of its inhabitants. The people of Chandigarh wait for their voices to be heard, for their concerns to be addressed, and for their beautiful city to regain its charm.